Well, it turned cold again, and the windows in my house are pretty drafty. I gotta fix that. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make interior storm windows. The first thing that we need to do is get a really good measurement of the window that we're gonna make the storm window for. For this method to work, it's really gotta be probably custom to each window because we want it to fit really nice in there and block up any air that might be wanting to come out from there. I recommend measuring at 3 points on the sides. That's gonna help you see if there's any bow or something on the edges that you need to take into account when you're building them. So after I have a really good measure for that, we're gonna be able to go down and make some cuts. For the lumber of the frame, I'm gonna go with 1x2 pre-primed pine. Ooh, that's a lot of P's. That is just gonna make this project go a little bit faster in that it's pre-primed. You can save a little bit of money by doing it yourself, but I'm gonna go with a pre-primed in this case. For the joinery, we're gonna use pocket holes. It's a quick way to do it, and it's gonna be on the back side so you won't see it. You could definitely do dowels, biscuits, or domino if you have that and wanna do a more all wood solution. I'm gonna use some thicker plastic that's meant for patios and storm windows. It is definitely more expensive, but I want these to hold up for years, so I'm gonna spring for that nicer plastic. I'll need some double-sided tape to attach it to the frame. And then also we want a little bit of weather stripping. I'm gonna go with 1/2 inch wide by 1/4 inch thick, and that's gonna go on the edge of the frame to give a really nice seal. And then last off, just a little bit of paint to paint up the frames and make them look really nice. I'll have a link down in the description for all the stuff that I'm using in case you wanna get something similar. Now we need to cut down the frame from our lumber. In this case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the full height of the window and I'm gonna subtract away from it the thickness of the weather stripping. In this case, it's 1/4 inch for me. And that's what I'm gonna cut my stiles or the 2 side pieces to. For the rails, we need to take the inside width of the window and we're gonna subtract away 2 thicknesses of the stiles and then an additional thickness of the weather stripping. In my case, that's an extra 1/4 inch, and that'll be the dimensions that we need for the frame. Here's a quick little tip. If your wood bows like this one does, make sure that this bow is towards the inside of the window, and then this is up against the opening. That'll help it hold a little bit better in place. For the frame, I'm gonna drill 2 holes for pocket screws at the ends of the rails on the back side. I also need to sand off a little bit of primer if that's on there. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on there and then screw it in to hold it into place. With the frame set together, I'm gonna do a light sanding on it since it's already been primed, and then I'm gonna put on 2 coats of paint just to make sure it looks nice in the window. With the frame dry, you wanna put double-sided tape on the back side of the frame, and you want this tape to be across the entire surface. You don't want any place where air can get around it. With that tape on there, you can take your plastic and carefully lay it on top of it. This kind of once it touches, it's there in place, so be careful. With the plastic in place, you wanna trim it up along the edge and make it look nice and clean. And then you wanna hit the plastic with a little bit of heat. I recommend using a hairdryer or heat gun. Don't put it on too hot, and you wanna try to shrink the plastic just a little bit so that you get rid of any wrinkles that are in there. With the plastic all smoothed out, now it's time to put on the weather stripping on the outside of the frame. You wanna make sure it's everywhere because this is gonna help with that air seal so that no air is coming through that window. We're done with the storm window. Now we just take it and put it into place. I'm pretty happy with the window and how it turned out. The one thing is it's a little bit wrinkly, and that's because I was overzealous with the heat gun, so definitely be careful with that. If you find that your gaps are a little bit bigger than you want around the window, DAP makes a product called Seal and Peel. It's a removable caulking that you can come in and seal up the window with, and then when you're done, it just peels right off. I hope this has been useful for you. If you do end up making one of these interior storm windows, tag me on Instagram. I would love to see how it turns out. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.